How much are you attached to something? What comes in your mind when you think about attachment? What is the meaning of attachment for you? Are you attached to something, to someone, to somewhere? Are you attached to an event in your life? Are you attached to a position, to the way of seeing life? Are you attached to the outcome of something you are waiting for, you are expecting? Well, attachment is a type of energy that sometimes we feel connected, we feel safe, we feel familiar to that sensation, and we hold it. We hold it with such conviction that we own it. And what happens with attachment is we might not be seeing the impact in you, in your soul, in your spirit, in what you are. So when we attach to our kids, our job, our relationship, to the past, to the future, to the outcome, we feel safe. We make it familiar. But attachment brings suffering. Attachment is the energy that brings distraction. And I'm going to explain this to you. So imagine if you have a car, a house, a job, a partner, a project, and you feel like this will bring you something. This has a reason. It has an effect that is valuable for you. For example, feeling safe because I'm scared. I'm attached to the energy of being scared. So, because I'm scared and I'm attached to that emotion, I feel safe. And this will give me the meaning of I am preventing myself from future accidents, future harms, future undesirable situations that I don't want. So I feel safe. I'm attached to that. And when some event comes and challenges you, when life challenges you to lose the grip of what you are attached to, you feel vulnerable. You feel lost. And sometimes you don't want to lose the grip with attachment. So if I say, let's change your house, you say, no, I'm living here for a while. Why should I move? If I say the relationship with your partner, there is something that we need to address and it's going to be uncomfortable. We are going to face moments and conversations that we will not like. We will not even want to talk about them. You say, no, I'm okay like this. I will not touch it. There is silence. It's okay. The results I'm getting from these actions, for me, is safer, and I feel familiar with this. With the project, with the outcome. For example, you are building something, you are creating something, you are studying something, you are working on something. And if I say, would you change this? You say, no. Why? I am convinced that the outcome is going to be this. So attachment, sometimes we get attached to something that might be an illusion. It might be something out of reality. So it's not the issue, it's how much, how deep, how convinced we are that that is valuable for us. So this video, my only intention is, let's try to analyze attachment. Let's try to see if this is useful for us or not. So when we attach to something that happened in the past, for example, an event that it comes out and we feel the pain, we feel guilt. I always talk about this energy because it is very visible nowadays. We punish ourselves or we wait for external punishes. If I did something wrong and nobody tells me, don't worry about it, I will punish myself. If I did something wrong and someone has an impact on me, which I think I deserve because it was wrong, then it's acceptable. And that's the cycle of feeling guilt. So from guilt, we get attached to something. For example, the past. We think we made a mistake. We think we lose something. What we do at that time is we feel guilt because that happens to us. We didn't do anything about it. Therefore, there is anger, there is frustration. So we attach to that feeling, that emotion. We suppress it down, or we might repress it, which is unconscious, in order to live with it without being a trouble for us. So we get attached to that style of operation, to that habit. When something comes, we want to avoid it because it's uncomfortable, and we pay the price of that feeling of holding it. Imagine a whole stone in your hand. I will pay the price of having the stone in my pocket. It's not born in my hands. Yes, my pocket, I can feel something in my legs, but it's acceptable. And because I think this process is useful, that's how I will be doing things in the future. So we get attached to the value of the thing we are doing. We get attached to the expectation we create. Because the stone is in my pocket, it will not affect my hands. So I value more my hands than my legs and my pocket. So attachment brings suffer because it creates the sense of safety, but is stalking. I like to talk about barriers. When we talk about barriers, the way to assess this or the way to understand this is what is behind the barriers. The problem is not the barrier. The problem is what is behind. For example, you are someone that you are always wanting to do things. You are always wanting to be productive. But that stays in the mind. When it comes to pragmatically express it, it doesn't happen. You feel like something is stopping you from materializing it. There is an inhibition. Now, we will target what is behind the barrier because we already know that the barrier is stopping you from doing it. So sometimes when we address the core issue, we will change the word problems with the matter. Why? Because when we use problems, we come into a state of alert. So trying to preserve our state of calm, we choose different languages in the bank of languages so we can see with clarity and expansion. So when we want to see the matter, the content of our life at that moment, we see what is behind the barrier. because the barrier might be the attachment, what we attach to. That's why the barrier is there. I'll give you an example and you'll visualize it clearly. I want to lose weight, but I can't lose weight. I try. My diet is okay. I'm trying to push myself to do more exercise, but I'm still at the same place. And someone says, Ralph, I don't know what is stopping me. Can we see? Is it because I'm not pushing enough? Is it because I'm not investing enough? Is it because there is no self-honesty to recognize that I can do more? Is it because the techniques, models, styles I'm using are not very effective? Okay, that's a good approach. But let's see what is behind. And therefore we will see that maybe we are in a position where we don't give the value of ourselves. We don't have the self-esteem in order to push us from the spirit to say, I'm not going to lose weight because I want to look different. I'm going to lose weight because I'm made in this life. I've been created with anything that is possible in order for me to own my life. I'm going to own my life. I'm going to step up and face life. And it's not the diet. It's because when I was young, I've been told this. It's because I have lost the hope. It's because I'm in a state of apathy where I think nothing will work. So unconsciously, behind the barriers, there is already the energy there telling the subconscious, you are not going to do it anyway. You are not capable. You are not as lucky as the rest of the people that they can do it. You are not as powerful as them. So behind the barrier, the real issue is self-esteem. How much can I measure myself from an infinite field rather than my past? Because if I value myself from my failures, from my incapacity to move, guess what? That's my value. But if I value myself as something much more wiser, a context that is the whole game, it can change whenever I desire to. Whenever I want to change this, the direction, my faith in life is based on my choices. So I choose now to step out of this situation, no matter what. Now you are seeing what is behind and you can see what am I attached to. So I'm attached to what? For example, playing the game on a half level. I'm attached to playing the game from the position of not believing in myself. I don't believe in myself because it justifies what happens in the past. I don't believe in myself because obviously I've been told that I have a limit. I have a fragment. I have a phase of life where I can only do this. I haven't been in a state or in a position or in a context where I could prove to myself that there is no limit. So I don't know that one. So attachment is the very thing that stops us. When we lose attachment with this kind of energies or mentalities or way of seeing life, then we become free. Then the power and the light emerges on its own because it's already there. You are already light. You are already life. The thing is, it has to be uncovered. The barrier that is covering that is because we are attached to that barrel. I'll give you another example and you will see it. People that they find out when they're adult and something pisses them off and they become explosive. On the surface level, it's very easy to judge them. Why is he like this? Oh, so rude. Oh, wow, this. But when you dig, you dig, and you put the observation to what they are attached to, it's because they are attached to that response. They are attached to that way of living. Behind the attachment, there is a feeling of something that has to be seen, that has to be accepted, that has to be forgiven. So when you bring compassion, when you are digging deep, you bring compassion to the room. You make yourself human with all your mistakes, with all your capacities. And also, I will point something here. The mind is limited. I have to go and train the mind. I have to sit down and read and learn so I can train the mind. I have to train the mind to civilize, to be a civil, to become a citizen of the world. I have to train the mind because naturally the animal instinct is there. So we develop the brain because we use the mind in a positive way. We use the left hemispheric, which connects everything. Sorry, the left is the logic and the reason, the right. So reason is okay, is pragmatic, is useful, of course, intellect is great. But at some point, we cannot rely on something that doesn't know himself. If we try to explain life from the mind, we will find the limitations. There are many things we cannot explain. We have to rely on something invisible, something much more powerful, bigger. That's your intuition. That's your soul. That's your essence as a human. Now, why am I saying this? Because when we have the understanding, the human is limited, the mind is limited, it has a roof, it cannot go through that roof. Also, we have to understand we live in a world where, as soon as you are born, you are being told how to function here. That's the heritage you are having. We make mistakes. We want to do things. The body wants to fulfill his needs in an animal style. The mind sometimes doesn't know what to do and it reacts. So when we bring compassion to understand, oh wow, hang on 1 minute. Wait, Ralph. So compassion means recognizing that you are human and leaving at the door the punishment of feeling guilt. If you made something in the past or you think about something now and the result is different from what you were expecting, you are human. So what's the point of punishing yourself? Compassion will allow you to use that kind of scope, that length of life. Whereas if I come here and I judge this person that just blows up, is explosive and is rude, and I try to kick him out, and I try to separate myself from him, I am missing the attachment and what is behind. So people that react like this is because we are in a state where we are not using our power. Not because we cannot, we don't know how to do it. So the absence of love will always give you a different expression in life. The absence of love will always remind us that we are humans. The absence of love and compassion and forgiving will always give us a state of reaction. Therefore, attachment. Because obviously, don't tell me that I can do more if I definitely think that I have reached my limit. That's why people, they find the frustration. How are you telling me that you believe in me when I don't believe in myself? But I don't believe in myself because I am attached to that belief. So this is to put you in context. Attachment is a very good energy to observe. For example, I have a girlfriend, we have a relationship, and it ends. And I am attached to something of the relationship. Her voice, how she cooks, sex, where she lives, family, and I hold the grip with that. And anytime I text her or I call her, she said, Ralph, this is done. Make your life. I can be friends with you. There's nothing negative here, but please do your life. And I said, listen, I cannot. I need to find the chance to go again. I need to stay with you. We need to try this again. Now, I'm attached to the expectation that if we join ourselves, I will get the very thing I want from her. So I'm attached to the belief that staying with her, I will get the very thing. Now, from compassion, I can see Ralph and say, he is behind the attachment. He doesn't feel that he is capable of more, that he needs to grow, not from punishment or judgment, because as a human, his purpose in life is to evolve. How do we evolve? We evolve when we recognize the animal part of us, the limitation of the mind. When we understand that, oh, wow, okay, maybe I have been very greedy. Maybe I've been very selfish. And that energy she has, because we are all the same, she has perceived that what I call love is not love, is attachment, is an emotional need that comes from what is behind, which is I feel less, I feel small, I am craving attention. So the way to understand the attachment and what is behind is I will go first to what is behind the barrier. And it's that Ralph, he doesn't feel complete. He needs to fulfill himself with someone else. He needs attention from someone else. He has the perception that whatever he likes from this girl is all that he deserves. Therefore, why should I fight for more? Not fight, but why should I aim for more? You see, when I change fight and aim, if I say fight for something, my brain is saying survival mode. If I say I aim for something, I'm not attached to it. I'm aiming something. So we try to use languages that will help us to digest the new energy that is coming so we can flow and we can align ourselves with the context, which is you, and the content that is happening, the experience that is happening. Another thing to finish this video, attachments to the kids, to the family. Again, not my kids, not my family. Are we feeling safe? Does that make us feel stronger? Because we need to be careful with attachment. Attachment makes you feel strong, but it makes you feel scared because if you lose the attachment, what is left? Imagine you just get divorced with your partner and you have to make a deal, a concern that will feed your soul, her soul, and the soul of your kids. And At that point, it's difficult. I want this, she wants this, and we'll see. And if we cannot get to an arrangement, an agreement, we are going to court and they will decide. Now, the attachment, what is behind is if I have the love, unconditional love to my kids, to their life, to me, and to that person, not because he's with me as a partner or she's with me, I just love because I love. I am love. When we find ourselves in this state, we are not scared of anything. We don't think we are losing because we accept something. We feel good because we are giving to ourselves, to them, and to our kids. Therefore, there is no need to get into a state of tension. So there is no attachment to anything. Therefore, I am free. I'm alive. I'm strong. I'm ready. I'm open. And I'm allowing life to flow. Now, you might say, Ralph, any situation is different. Yes, I understand it and I respect it. I have no intention to have an opinion. Not having opinions makes me free. I have no intention to judge or talk about something I haven't experienced. But what I'm saying from a perspective of the same as you, if we are aiming peace, if we are aiming for peace, aiming for love in life, sometimes we can see what is behind. So I might take that position because I feel like accepting what you are bringing or what you are telling me to do, that makes me feel smaller. That makes me feel unseen. That is unfair. I have experienced this in the past. I'm not going to tolerate this again. I am scared because if I say yes to this, what else will come? And it's a cycle, a never-ending spiral. Therefore, I'm not free. I have to get attached to something that can bring me that safety. What it is, we'll go to the end. That's when we will fight for this. This is a battle, we will fight. I feel safe. Now, it's a short time safety and it's a short time pleasure. Why? Because you grow, he or she grows, the kids they grow. And there was a grip there was a rope that tied your legs. You couldn't see it because attachment was telling you, I'm safe here. But at some point, that emotion comes out again. We don't want to face it. We throw it in the bin, unconscious. We repress it. We don't want to face it. I'll see this another time. A situation happens and we say, how is this happening again? How is this happening to me again? That's the message of life, playing as a mirror to remind you that to follow your course of evolution, something has to be seen. We have to lose the grip of attachment to something. Yeah, but this is very valuable for me. If I lose the grip here, I'm broken. I'm lost. Ralph, you cannot tell me not to do this. I have coached people and imagine the face of the person when I said, what do the person wants? Let's leave the familiar field. Let's go to co-partners in a job. They have to, anyone take their road? I had a very special friend of mine. He was very annoyed and he said, I'm going to fight for this and he's not going to take anything. And I said, what if, let's play a game. Let's imagine this. We give him all that he wants. We give him a little bit more, not from sacrifice, from gratitude. We keep the memories of the best times you had. And we just take a time to see how we feel. He looked at me. Silence was there. I thought he was going to punch my face, literally. And he said, I'm going to have a time with this. 2 days after, he texted me. He said, bro, thank you very much. I cannot tell you how happy I am. And you know what? His business was banging. He had freedom. He has no enemy. And he's free. He was attached to the fact that he wanted to be right. And that was making him feel safe. He was scared of feeling that he was losing the battle. He was smaller. They have laughed at my face. But we get attached to that because it brings us the sense of, if I can prove to this person that he's wrong, I will feel okay. But I'm attached to the very thing which can be the denial. So when we use the grip, we are free. So attachment, I can give you multiple examples of this. But attachment has to be something that we have to see if it's first the value of what we attached, and see it from a perspective of love and expansion, and not from feeling small and this is the only thing I have. Second, we have to see the barrier, but from what is behind the barrier, the emotion, the state, the position, the perception. Then we can see the barrier and we can understand why is the barrier. And what is stopping us will reveal by himself. Therefore, we will be free. This channel is made with the only intention for you to be free. Free with your choices. You can watch this video and say tomorrow, Ralph, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be attached with this because I'm just going to feel very good when this person pays back what he did or what she did. I respect it. But I would like to know, how will you feel? How sustainable is in a long time to be attached to that very thing? And if you are genuinely, deeply honest that fulfills your heart, that would be a good thing to share with. So with all this said, this channel is not for everyone. Here, you have to be humble and not seeing humility as weakness, seeing it as a gift to have a perfect view of life. You have to be compassionate, first with yourself, as human, as animals, as a limited mind. Now, don't get me wrong, the mind is limited, but it's powerful when we use it in our favor, when we become friends with the mind, when we understand when the mind and the body and the instinct of the animals, they play out. We understand them. We love them. We bring them into our community of love. Okay? And the last thing is, I will challenge you, if you would like to lose the attachment with something that you think that is stopping you, I will invite you to see if you are ready to lose the grip of something that you really genuinely know that thing is eclipsing your peace. Because we all know at some point that we are paying the price because we are attached to something. Okay? Remember, life is about choices and you are free and it's your power. Use it widely. Use it with love. Take very good care. Thank you very much for being here. May God bless your spirit forever. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.